timer over. We're doing this right for sake.
We got it.
Sit down.
I am.
Good job.
Good job.
Alright.
Alright. Are we all ready? Have we all peed?
No.
No.
Is the
I gotta
trash
go.
out?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that
Alright.
the
Too bad I'm
trash
still
man?
here. Hi, welcome to the podcast. My name is Susan. I am here with Mailman,
Hello.
Cody,
Hi.
Zach, who won't be talking but is here. We got Lindsay.
Hi.
We got Nate.
Hello.
And we got Robin, this time on Facebook Messenger.
Hey.
Every time you hear a cough, it's Zach. That's his contribution.
Yes, Zach's contribution will be hacking up a lung and wheezing.
Hey.
Zach is very sick, and we're forcing him to be here because we're in his home. To explain the story that Robin was just getting into while we were all yelling at each other. So, Robin, whenever he was in town, hung out with Nick and I maybe one night, I think. Yeah, for one night, and Nick's like, yo, I want to get Robin stupid high again. And we're like, okay. So we introduced Robin to the bong, which is very confusing, okay? After hitting the bong, throwing up,
Yeah.
and going back inside, he had no depth perception. So he didn't know where his hand with his drink was. So he'd get ready to, like, drink it with his lips, and he'd stick his tongue out to drink it, but it was, like, maybe 3 inches away from him. So he would keep that motion of being prepared to drink while trying to find his hand. And
my
that
tongue was my feeler for where the can is.
yes.
Well, there's a lot of like sensors in your lips and like mouth, which is why babies will like, put things to their mouth to feel it because they can like
Yeah, so
feel
I
the
was
texture better.
licking the air until it hit a can. That was my sensor.
Yeah.
His tongue used echolocation.
Basically.
Okay. Do we want to start with a round of $1 million butt?
Yes. All right.
Okay. I've got 3 for the beginning and 3 for the end.
Cool.
Okay. Go. $1 million butt. Every time you taste alcohol, a porn star takes your mother on a nice date.
I'm gonna go
Female or male?
That's a
Yes.
good.
Well,
Not
people need that
specified.
date, you know what I'm saying?
You know what? If it's just a nice date. Yeah.
Nice date.
A nice date doesn't sound too bad, so yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say
sure.
yeah.
I mean, what was the first thing? Oh, we said $1 million, yeah.
Every time you taste alcohol.
Every time you taste that.
Okay, so wait, is that like each time you take a drink?
No, every time you taste it.
Just every time you taste it.
So like
Yeah.
if you lick hand sanitizer, that counts.
Ew.
Why would you?
Why would you lick hand sanitizer?
That's not.
I'm just
I can
saying.
taste that.
It's got alcohol in it.
Okay.
If you go to like a brewery, you can kind of like taste
Right.
it in the air.
No, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like if you have like a cocktail or something and you drink that, does that count as you tasting alcohol?
Yes.
Oh, but like is one drink
I would.
counted
Okay.
towards that, or is that
The f-
each drink you take?
I think it's each drink you take. Lot of
I
dates.
would like if you're on a night out and you're having drinks.
Yeah.
I think that your mom is also out on the date with the
Yeah,
porn
that makes
star.
sense.
Because that's a lot. If you're like drink and it's like date, drink, date.
Speaking
It's a
of
lot.
Yeah.
points for the audience.
I'm gonna go with yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
If it's a nice, respectable date, then yes.
That's what it sounds like.
I totally forgot. We do not own the rights to this game. Rooster Teeth, if you somehow find this, you can, sponsor us by hiring me. Please.
Or sue the out of us.
Or do that. I would love to meet y'all in court.
I would prefer the former rather than the latter.
I mean, yeah, obviously, but like,
Please don't sue me. I have no money.
Right.
You
All
be sued
right.
college kids. I'm
So,
not good for it.
whoa. I don't do words good.
Yeah.
$1 million butt. Whenever you feel something soft, you burn the roof of your mouth like you just ate a scalding hot pizza.
no. Absolutely not.
No.
Yeah.
Never.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
No. I'm not going to do that.
That's one of the worst things in the world. Is burning yourself with like scalding hot pizza.
Robin?
There's a lot of stuff.
Wood.
$1 million, but whenever you feel something soft, you run the roof of your mouth like you just ate a scalding hot piece of pizza.
You see,
Do
there
you
are
get to taste the
You're
pizza?
gonna feel something soft?
no. You
Yes.
just burn the top of your mouth.
Okay, first I gotta figure out how often I feel something soft. So,
Your cat is soft.
Yeah.
yeah, but I barely touch my cats.
You just touched your cat.
So, let's see. I sleep with a canvas comforter, which I wouldn't say is soft. My pillow I would not describe as soft either. Let's see. I got carpets, though. My carpets are soft.
Your carpets are
That's
soft.
like walking in my home is suddenly painful. So I'm gonna have to pass on that one.
All
I'm not-
right.
Yeah.
Smash
I like
pass and
carpet
I'm
too
a
much.
pass.
Okie dokie. My fingers will work so I can pick up the cards. $1 million, but every time you see someone you recognize in public, if you're given a memory of a major life event that never actually happened.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Am I-
yes.
Am I
Delusional
aware that this is
psychosis
fake?
all the way.
Yes.
What now?
Wait, hold on. If I've got major life events happening to me like all the time, I'll be a fantastic writer.
Oh
I
yeah.
can just write that stuff. I'm gonna go with yes.
You can be like.
I'll
who's
get
it?
millions on top of my already $1 million.
There's some famous author who had a crazy life that's probably more interesting than his books. Edward Hemingway?
Hemingway, yes.
Hemingway, because he went, I think he got struck by lightning a couple times.
Think so.
A couple?
Yes.
He
Like,
married a bunch of people, cheated on all of them, got divorced from all of them. Not at the same time, but at different times.
Yeah, because he cheated
He
on one
shot
with
a
the other.
lion on a safari.
Okay, that's not too impressive.
Well, I mean, it's more impressive than like.
Not shooting
you
a
know.
lion on a safari and being a respectable human being.
It's more of a wildlife than
Yeah,
like
it's
say
not like
anything
a-
we've done.
Yeah, that's what a safari is. It's wildlife.
No, but like his life was wild. Is
My
what we're
God.
saying. We're using wild as an adjective to his life, not wildlife as rawr.
Oh, right, of course.
XD.
Ooh.
Oh, please no.
I'll take a yes to that. $1 million and life events happen a lot. Why not?
That happens to me regularly anyway, because I forget what's a dream and what's not. Because my dreams are so realistic.
That'd be about the opposite of what I normally get because my memory's just trash.
Right.
And so every time I see someone I recognize them, but I forget major life events that happened.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, hey, I might as well try it on the other end of the spectrum.
Right.
Robin?
No, Robin
Oh,
already.
no, yeah, you already
I think
said
Robin-
yes.
I'm all for delusional psychosis. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
As long as I got money, I'm fine with it.
With all that money, you'd be able to pay for a therapist that can help you deal with the delusional psychosis.
Therapy is for suckers.
So I have a
Oh,
work
yeah,
story.
Ooh.
Yes.
I have a work story, and it's new. It just happened 2 days ago.
I have a feeling you're going to be hearing that a lot.
And I didn't tell anyone because I'm really embarrassed.
Yo, what
Then
better
maybe-
way to open it up than through a podcast that's going to be on the internet?
So,
Let's open up Susan's psychosis.
I was leaving work. We were locking the doors. We were locking the ice outside so no one steals it. We were getting in our cars and we noticed a pickup truck sitting in our parking lot. We can't leave if there's someone in the parking lot. So I was like, man, I gotta walk up to this person and be like, bruh, get the f*** out. I wanna go home. So I get my taser. I put it in my pocket. And I walk up to the car, kind of do a little ding, ding, ding on the window. And he's like motioning for me to just open the door. So I kind of slowly open the door. I'm like, hey. Really? Oh.
Those are, before you keep going, that's a huge red flag. Somebody like motioning to open up a door.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like,
I had one hand in my pocket and one hand on his car door.
okay.
So, I was ready to tase this man at any minute.
There you go.
Okay? So I was like, hey, I know it's really inconvenient and you're probably sitting here for a reason. I don't care for the reason. But we are not allowed to leave until you leave the parking lot. And I'd personally like to go home. It's 10:30. And he goes, oh no, I totally get it. And like, I wanted to check my brake fluid. I'll do it at the gas station. And I was like, cool, thanks. And I walked back to my car. And my employee who looked at me, motioned like, what happened? And he rolled down his window and I was explaining to him what had happened. And as I was explaining to him, I was turning off my taser, because my taser is also a flashlight. So you flip it all the way up for a taser and then press a button. So I was flipping the button back down so that it was a flashlight again. And as I was doing that, I hit the button and tased my hand.
Oh no.
What a shocking conclusion.
It's not that bad.
Hey, you made a mistake that you stopped me from making. Because
You're
I
right.
remember that flashlight.
Yeah.
Because you told me it was a flashlight, but you didn't tell me it was a taser at first. So I was like, yeah, I'll shine it in my eye, whatever, I do that. Just because, I've never
could've been
claimed
Nick
that I was
Fury.
smart. And so you screamed at me from across the table, don't do that. And I go, why? And you said, it's a taser.
Yeah.
I almost shit myself.
Yeah, and then my hand
No, you
was
almost-
numb all night.
Oh no.
Well, yeah, because you just taste it.
Right.
That's gotta fuck
Well-
up the neurons, because they're all
They're all
receive
like,
electricity.
what the fuck?
Yeah, because they
Well,
receive
The
electricity.
important thing is you found out it works.
Yeah.
I mean, not exactly how you would have wanted to find out that it works, but you found out it works.
Yeah. I was like, wow, okay, well, that hurt. You need Discord, please off. I'm like, that hurt.
I like this one.
Good thing I know it works. Because with my pepper spray, I just had it. Could have totally been empty. I could have been in some kind of major life crisis, gone to use it, and it not be full. So at least with the taser, I can zip-zap my way out of things.
Zip zap.
Command the power of Zeus within your flashlight. So, the reason that it fucked up your hand is because the brain sends electrical signals to your hand to make it move and to sense out what your hand is feeling.
Yeah.
Speaking of the brain, something interesting, like that segue there, something interesting, that might be an interesting thing to talk about. The brain, you know how it has two halves?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm painfully familiar.
What they used to do as a medical practice, and I can't remember what they did this for, is that they would cut the little connector piece between the two halves of the brain.
They did it for
This-
schizophrenia.
Right.
Turns out that made it way worse.
Because turns out the two halves of the brain are independent.
Yeah.
So, and these people were like arguing about like different things, like the two halves of the same brain would argue about different things, and only one of them could speak. The other one was kind of like a silent passenger.
I don't remember which side it is, though.
I can't remember either. I think
I think
it is. I think it's the right half of the brain. That's
The right brain controls all of your creativity, and it also controls your left half. While the left brain controls your logic and analytical abilities, and controls your right half.
The analytical and stuff, that's a lot more mixed.
Who's the
Or, yeah,
comedian
yeah.
that sings about things?
The what?
Bo Burnham.
Bo
You're
Burnham.
talking left and right brain, my
Yes.
favorite song.
He's got a whole thing on it. Look it up.
That
Wow.
song describes me as a person.
Which one? Left brain or right brain?
Yes.
Both.
Ah.
The song.
So the other day in the chat, I asked for your opinion, and then immediately went, "Wait, I'll ask you on the podcast." So you know those spas where like you float in water in complete darkness?
Sensory deprivation
Yeah.
tanks.
Yes.
I want to go in one of those. High as
That
Don't.
sounds like a terrible
Oh.
idea.
would that make good content?
No, because you
that would
can't
make a
see it.
nightmare.
You have
can't see
anxiety
anything.
issues now?
That makes a shutdown of content. But I will say, the sensory deprivation tank will already make you see things,
Yeah.
and then you want to add on to it
Right.
drugs.
Okay.
Right.
I think you need to do
Zach is
separate
giving me the
deprivation
concerned
tank.
dad look.
Here's the thing: you need to do the tank by itself first before you even think about doing both at
I
once.
agree with that point.
To objectively answer your question, yes, I think it would make entertaining content. However, for your health and safety, I would advise against it. Now, it'd probably be real entertaining for a lot of people to watch, but it would also probably not be the best situation for
I'll
you.
tell you what. If you try and do it before trying both at once and being fully ready, I'm gonna get high and do this set
You'll
deprivation
throw
tanks.
up in a
That's-
tank.
That's the point. It's a threat.
Oh my god. Does anybody else have any stories?
For this whole podcast, I've had on my other monitor just the Google image results from typing in pee pee poo poo, and I gotta say, it's an old one, but you know the Bye Bye Man meme where it was the
I
pee pee
hate
poo
that
poo man?
movie.
Yeah.
I hate that movie.
I've been over here just giggling at this the whole time. That and the fifth result is just a screenshot of a Wish shopping ad on Facebook of a guy wearing like an holeless pair of pants. And God, am I happy to be an American? Wait, Susan, does God have to be censored?
God doesn't. Does.
Unless we talked about
So you're saying
beavers.
the word has to be censored?
Yes.
What about the word
Yes.
what about those?
Liquor's
Is
fun.
one word or two?
Yes. It can be both.
Well, you as the editor for this video are the one who will get to make that decision, I think.
So, when you really think about it, the Easter Bunny is just a church-sanctioned fursona.
No.
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 He's got a point. Well, actually, no. It's more of a cultural thing.
Hold on,
Easter's
hold on.
become
So-
more of a cultural thing
when
rather
you
than just
state that it's
really.
church sanctioned, you say that it's made by the Catholic religion?
No,
Or-
I'm saying, like, churches have, like, Easter Bunny egg hunts and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, but the Easter Bunny has nothing to do with church.
Right.
Yeah, but it's on Easter,
The-
and the church is...
That's
sanctioned.
that's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I would say that that's much more Americanized than it is church.
yeah.
If I
I like
gonna
how-
say,
Hold on.
It's not actually church sanctioned.
I like how, like...
Some
Anna-
Pope man did not go, how do we get kids to like Easter? Let's get a giant bunny.
Yo.
That was
It was the
definitely.
first furry! I'm kidding. I was just saying that as a joke because it was Dead Space, and now we're analyzing it.
we can keep going down that pathway if you want, but
Yo, I got a pedicure recently, and my toenails are super fucking shiny, and I don't know what to feel about it.
feel
Fucking
happy.
feel sexy, my guy.
I don't know, man.
Listen,
Are shiny toenails sexy on a man?
I've had shiny toenails.
Lindsay, are Zach's shiny toenails sexy?
Lindsay, I need you to take Zach on a date to
Because
get
I've
a
seen
mani-pedi
them
with
Tootsie
you.
Rolls, and I know what's up.
Can I have another question, please?
What's your favorite color?
Purple.
Okay.
Robin disapproves.
I don't
Rob-
want to give away any sexy information about my man.
How about
Oh my god.
give this question to Susan?
Ooh.
Would Nick be sexy if he had shiny toenails?
No!
I'm gonna throw it out there that if Nick would get a pedicure to make his feet look
Yes.
less f***ing disgusting, yes, I would find that attractive.
What if he just
However-
painted his toenails?
However, because he is insecure about how his feet look and he's too manly, I say that with air quotes, he refuses to get a pedicure with me.
I'll get a pedicure with you.
Man should.
You're not a man.
You're right. I'm
They're
not a
so
man.
fun. They put your feet in the back.
I'm a gay.
And
That's
they rub your
completely
thighs.
third gender.
Not guys, your calves. And it's
Yeah, they massage your calves
and,
Oh,
then
and
yeah,
like
your
they get
feet,
rid of
it
like
feels really good. And then they tickle
It's like
you.
a foot massage where they put
Hey,
a little
purposefully.
No,
I was
but
gonna
it
say.
tickles my feet.
yeah, it tickles my feet.
Bruh.
I
So
like
they
squirm
ground
every
off
time
the
I
like
go. It's
half-inch
bad.
thick callus that was
Yeah.
my foot,
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
and like I can feel my feet again, and I haven't been able to do that for years. And like my toenails aren't all ingrown anymore because they like actually clip them
Why are you
properly
talking
and like
about
ground down
toenails?
all the dead skin around it.
Yeah, like it's super.
Ew.
Have you
This sounds
ever-
like something we all need to do together.
Have you ever
Dude,
put
that
like your
shit
body
is
in one of those
good.
fish tanks that eat the dead skin off of you?
No, because
Oh my
I'm
God.
scared to.
No, it's so cool. It's so
Yeah, they
cool.
take like it's like a cheese grater, and they just fucking
Yes.
claw at your foot.
Yes, and then it tickles you, and you're like, nah, stop that.
Did you say cheese for a reason?
Yeah,
No.
he definitely
No.
You
is.
said cheese grater.
No, I know, but he made a cheese reference.
Robin is like the cheese boy. He knows everything about it.
So in Scouts of
all
Vermont,
did
there's
look
this
the
one
same
guy
unless you're
that I'm pretty
black.
chill with, and he's an adult leader, and he has a couple sons that are like adults at this point. But he brought one of them to like a brony fest, and he was like posting pictures and being like a generally good dad about it, but like also was not at all condemning or like was almost like into it a little bit himself, and I don't know if I can look at him the same way again.
Well, I mean, the BSA is already getting sued for, you know, they're filing for bankruptcy because of all the lawsuits about sexual assault.
Yeah, the BSA definitely isn't the #1 rated child safety organization in the entire U.S. for the past decade or anything like that.
Is it that?
Actually, yes, it is.
Well, that's pretty fucking ironic that they're
Market
getting
protection
that.
has been the top in the country for the past like decade straight.
Yeah, but like, what is their competition
It
for
looks like
that?
a Three
Yeah, that's a good
Biscuits
question.
here, and I got hungry.
As
The
in
Catholic
per
Church.
capita, how many kids did get diddled?
Oh, if their competition is the Catholic Church, it's over.
I know, right?
I've watched horror movies with this girl, and I haven't heard her that scared before.
No, like,
And she gets scared really easy by the movies.
speaking of horror movies, me and Susan watched one today. What was it called?
It was called like Dr. Vampire or Mr. Vampire.
Yeah, no, it was Mr. Vampire.
Dr. Mr. Vampire?
Yes.
No, just Mr. Vampire.
She said
I
it.
But it was legitimately fantastic. I've never had like such a good time watching a movie.
Okay.
Because it was like
Let's
it
be
was this
clear.
Chinese film, and it had just like everything. It was like action, romance, horror. Like they
The Chinese.
yeah no like the two like main characters had like a 10 minutes maybe.
Like, right
They had a
next
long
to it.
fight scene with like the main vampire of like the film, and it was fantastic. Also, Chinese vampires jump whenever they're attacking. Like they hop.
They
to-
get
to
on their
attack
pogo
them.
stick and they go.
No.
They put on their moon shoes.
But anyway, it was It was funny, but the main vampire obviously didn't do that because that's dumb for a main villain to do that.
No, he hopped around.
He hopped around a little bit at the beginning, but then he like left for somehow leveled up and then came back.
He leveled up because rats ate him.
Or were around him, something like that.
Yeah, and then he learned how to see, and
What are we talking about leveling up?
The main
vampire.
Pay attention. Look, the point is, if
So-
anybody's listening, watch Mr. Vampire, you won't regret it. It's a Chinese film, watch it subbed. It's a
Hold
little
on.
weird.
we liked
We
it for
watched
totally
Sabrina.
different reasons.
Okay, well, whatever your
Okay.
reasons are, they're wrong. Mine are objectively correct.
We liked it for different reasons.
Okay?
Susan, why did you like it?
I liked it because it was f***ing trash. Okay? The
Okay.
makeup was trash. The plot line was eh.
No, the makeup, whenever it was supposed to be trash, was trash. You didn't notice the makeup on, like, any of the people that actually had it.
Oh no, I did.
Okay. Well, okay, so the main character, the main, like, what do we call it? The
Who are
guru?
Who are you considering the main character right now?
I'm gonna go with the Taoist priest. That guy. The main character.
The guy with the unibrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's supposed to look like that. He's supposed to look dumb. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, the other guy who is actually attractive, you know, the one who is like the other main kung fu fighter guy,
Sure, yeah.
he probably had makeup on and you didn't notice that. Or he really is just that good looking and he didn't have any makeup on.
So, if you're on camera, you typically have makeup.
Yes.
I'm saying the special effects
Uh-huh.
makeup was trash.
Okay, I'll agree with that. But like it added to the hilarity for it. Hilarity of it.
On my phone.
I'm so scared.
You look like you were swatting a fly off the phone.
You look like you were gonna say something like
But the point is,
Put her in the court.
if you the point is, if you know what you're getting into whenever you're watching this film, you will enjoy yourself. And I did, and it's a good movie. I wouldn't show it to anybody who just like wasn't really big on foreign films, but this was good.
Really, I'm getting a lot of enjoyment out of just watching Robin do his thing.
Is he picking the belly button, Lynn?
Listen, that's what I was doing last week. I was just watching Robin be himself. And I was like, man, I miss Robin.
Hey, when are you coming to see us, buddy?
Sooner rather than later is what I'd like.
Okay, Billy.
Well,
So
well,
my Qdoba is hitting my butthole. I will be back. Try and behave yourselves while I go take a massive shit.
Qdoba has some aggression, right?
Can we please cut that out?
No.
Yeah.
We can cut out shit.
Really?
Damn, Susan, why you gotta have all that fat in front of the camera like that?
I really hope we cut that out.
So, guys,
So good.
I've got a fun rabbit hole if you'd like to dive down.
I'm
No.
not into that
It's not anything kinky. I don't plan on talking about anything sexual on this podcast.
I
thank
know
you.
the story.
Thank goodness.
I was going to talk about Diary of Wimpy Kid fanfiction, excuse you.
We are not doing that. Because that's going down a rabbit hole I'm not comfortable with. Did you guys have imaginary friends when you were young?
Fuck
No.
no. Not
No, I
Okay,
wasn't
see-
that psychotic.
I don't remember.
See,
Probably not.
I never had an imaginary friend either, but I did find the the show Monsters Home for Imaginary Friends is like
I fucking love
Oh,
a
that
yeah.
show.
fantastic idea.
Yeah, no, it was a fantastic idea, especially for a show. For
Oh, what was the what was it? Well, Eduardo was the scary
the
Mexican
purple
one.
one. Yeah,
The very monsters looking one.
yeah.
What was the tall one?
That was Will.
That was Will? Okay.
He was real good at basketball.
Well,
Was
It's
it
on
always-
Hulu.
yeah.
The whole series
And he
is on
apologized
Hulu.
for
I've been binging
everything.
it. Yeah,
yeah, that's right.
I've been binging it. It's on Hulu.
Is it Will or Wilt?
I think it's Will.
Will?
I think it's
Okay.
Will.
It might be Wilt.
I just like Blue.
Yeah, I remember Blue being like.
Blues.
Blue's a f***ing sassy ass mother.
Blues.
Oh my gosh! Do you remember Cheese?
Oh my fuck.
He had that like whole I like chocolate milk thing, but then whenever he got a hold of it, he was always like.
I like Coco.
He never drank
Coco
it.
is me.
Wait, which one's Coco?
The crazy bird. Coco.
I completely forgot that thing existed until you said that. I knew that there was another one I was forgetting, but I was like, I don't remember what they look like.
Also, what is,
Cheese was my absolute chaotic
the big purple
energy
dude?
thing.
That was Eduardo.
Yeah, I love him.
Blue was also. You know what?
He's so funny.
You know who is underappreciated in that show?
Cheese.
Mac.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
Mac is.
Mac. What? He's the main character, but at the same time, he gets underappreciated because compared to all those imaginary friends, at first glance, he seems like kind of boring, but he kind of keeps stuff in line,
Yeah, he really does. And
Who was the
also,
rabbit in the tuxedo?
mac and cheese is like one of my favorite.
Well, he wasn't a butler. He was like the manager of the place.
Oh,
Yeah.
what was it? Mr. Harrington?
Something like that, but I don't think it was.
But
like
he was.
Foster's imaginary friend.
Yeah, he was literally like the old lady's imaginary friend who had been
Yeah.
with him for like ever.
Yeah,
Yeah, what was his name?
Mr. Harrington. I
I
swear.
just said.
I thought it was something like that, but I didn't think it was exactly
I
that.
think it is. I thought it was exactly that. Lindsay, can you look that up real quick?
Here,
You're
okay.
on your computer.
I'm gonna look that up.
Alright. Well, our team is looking. Oh, gosh. Tricked myself.
Wait, do I want to place bets on what it is? I think it's Mr. Harrington.
I think it is Mr. Harrington.
I want to say it's Mr. Wrigley.
You've been rewatching it. You should be able to tell us.
I didn't say I was watching it.
You said you've been binging it,
Well, yeah, but I also fall asleep a lot, so.
so you okay.
So she's been falling asleep
She's
with Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends on the TV.
You were close. It's not Harrington. It's Harriman.
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 Okay.
Harryman, that's right.
Mr. Harriman.
I hate that mother. He's so he's like, everything is proper.
He was the
He's
chairman.
Blah, blah,
He's the
blah.
epitome of lawful neutral.
Why?
He was the chairman of the
Yeah,
place.
I can get that.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah,
You know, I haven't heard you swear so much. I'm proud of you, Lindsay.
I'm sorry, I had a cramp in my foot. No,
I'm proud of you. Don't apologize when I say I'm proud of you.
I had
Was that a purple straw?
It's a purple.
It looks
baby.
like from Chuck E. Cheese. Okay,
Wait,
so
do we have to hold on? Do we have to censor the word dog?
no.
can
Are
we
you
all go
sure?
to Chuck E. Cheese?
No.
Please?
Oh my god!
Please?
Do you want us to get arrested?
Why? When we get arrested?
kids!
We don't have kids. We're
We
a
can go
bunch
play
of
on this stuff.
we're a bunch of vague
You
20-somethings.
want to go play on stuff? We can go to the City Museum.
I've never been there.
From what I hear, it's an adult playground.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
It's
I've
really
been there.
expensive. It's like $27 a person.
Okay.
Yeah, but-
wait.
Don't-
Let's.
Have to be a kid.
We should look on Groupon.
Okay.
See if there's
Ooh.
any discounts for.
A lot of
something
it's
like that.
outside though, so it has to be like
Rest
really
learning.
Oh no, we have to go outside.
Ooh.
Guys, cheese was incredibly underrated in Foster's Home.
Does anybody want cake? I really want to go get some cake.
If you do want to get some cake, I'm up for it.
I want to go get cake.
Let's do it then.
I'd go for cheesecake.
Ew.
I'm sorry, did you just say you to
Cheesecake is disgusting.
How about this?
Robin.
Lindsay?
You're disgusting, Lindsay.
You don't even know me, ho!
You dare this cheesecake?
You know what? Zach knows that I hate cheesecake and he still loves me, so you should still love me too.
Why? Because your girlfriend doesn't like cheesecake and you don't like the fact that we all hate the fact that she doesn't like
I don't
cheesecake?
care if she doesn't like cheesecake or not. I don't care if
Thank
she
you,
doesn't.
Cody,
Hey.
a sane man in
Well,
this room.
that means
Hey.
more cheesecake for the rest
Coming
of the
from the
people.
lady who
You know what I'm saying?
screamed that the cheesecake's disgusting.
Cheesecake is disgusting, okay? What's wrong with what?
I am a firm believer
I
in
fucking
different
love
strokes for different
cheesecake.
folks. People can
Ugh.
like or dislike whatever the they want. I don't care.
Just don't go attacking our cheesecake. We
What?
won't go attacking your
Cheesecake
cheese.
is amazing. Hey, it's editing season. Before we continue where we left off, we're getting into an argument that we started in a section that I have cut out. So I'm going to add that section in right here, and then we will proceed from where we were.
I don't want to say that.
One with nature.
So
Are you white like American cheese?
Are you?
American cheese.
There is white American cheese in there.
Oh
No,
my
there's
god.
not. There's yellow
Oh, I
American
know.
cheese.
I know.
No, it's
There
it's
is white
naturally
American
white.
cheese.
No, there's not.
Southerners
Where?
Want it to be yellow because that's what sells better down there for some reason.
I like
Yes,
it.
there's only yellow American cheese.
No, but it's originally white.
No,
Lindsay.
there
No, it
isn't.
wasn't. Cheddar.
Hold on. You are
Cheddar cheese.
listen. You're literally arguing with the cheese like god.
I am a cheese guy.
Obviously not.
I was
Yes, obviously.
Listen to Robin.
They make half the cheese in the United States. Their cheese is white because that's what cheese naturally is.
Whose cheese is
Y'all
white?
fucking Southerners won't buy it unless we dye it orange for you.
Wait,
which
wait,
isn't-
hold on. Hold on. Is it white American cheese because there's like white people in the
It's
country?
white.
Dear God.
Oh no!
We should cold open with
And like,
Robin's
is the yellow
explanation.
American cheese supposed to represent the colored people? Or like,
Yeah.
what's happening?
It was dyed yellow in honor of the
Oh my
citizens.
god, are you okay, Zach?
I think his brain cells are committing suicide.
I'm okay, that was the lid.
Me and Zach are on the
John,
same boat.
let's go.
White American cheese is its normal. I need you to listen to me. I need you to not interrupt. All right. White American cheese is its normal form, and then, as Robin said, they dye it orange/yellow, and that's the version that we know.
But why do they dye it that?
Because we're dumb and we won't buy it if it's not orange.
Because colors sell.
It's
Because they
yellow.
want it to be the same color as our president.
I don't
Oh, that's
want
right,
to eat
I-
cheese anymore.
I completely forgot. Orange cheese didn't exist before Trump took office.
How can you forget such crucial
I
details?
forgot. You know, there's green cheese, there's blue cheese.
Now we are coming back to our regularly scheduled program. Thank you for letting me interrupt.
If
Fuck did
cheese
I
is
just
white,
come
it's
back
doing
to?
all right.
I've been here the entire time and I don't know the answer to that question, Susan.
Don't get me wrong, there are cheese that are actually yellow.
I told you.
But American is not one of them.
Yes, it is.
I
Go to
never-
the store.
I never said that there weren't cheeses
Okay,
that
well,
weren't.
Gumbo.
why
She's
is
right.
American cheese
No,
yellow?
he's not. There is yellow cheese in this world.
There is yellow cheese.
It's American
and
cheese.
dyed
It's
American
processed with
cheese.
an
That's
acid
it.
which gives it a very
It's
strong
not
yellow-orange color.
white cheese.
It has a cheddar-like flavor, although it is a
Guys,
processed cheese
guys,
and is not allowed
stop.
to be legally described as cheese.
What? Excuse me?
What?
It's not allowed to be legally described as cheese?
Yeah, American
Is
cheese
that
isn't cheese.
because
It's
of Trump or
disgusting, is what it
something?
is.
Like-
Process is legally not cheese.
Yeah, because it's
Cows
disgusting.
aren't. Wait.
American
Wait.
cheese is the worst cheese.
What type of cake do you like then?
Vanilla.
Wow.
But
I
like,
can't eat chocolate cake
Why not?
Why not?
because it makes me sick.
You mean like
Aw.
the fluffy kinds? That's
Because
kinda
she's a
like red-
nut.
What?
Wait.
Yeah, I
can
can't eat chocolate cake.
you eat like angel food cake?
Yeah, I
Like-
love angel
Or like
food cake.
sponge cake and stuff like that?
I've never had sponge cake.
If we have
Have you
angel
had a
cake,
Twinkie?
Yeah,
You've had sponge cake.
they're nasty.
for real, if you want to go
Can you
get
eat
cake,
chocolate?
I'd love to get some angel cake.
Angel food cake.
Yeah. My grandmother, she would always tell stories about how her and her younger brother would go and buy angel food cake for like 25 cents or whatever it was. And then she kept telling me it over and over again. And it was just a nice memory. She's like, yeah, there was one time my brother and I, we went to the movies and it started to rain and my dad had to go get my brother with his like overalls and like waist-high boots because it was flooding out.
Oh my gosh.
And then we got some angel food cake. Good job, Grandma.
I love angel food cake. I also like white cake. Wait, that was racist. I
You
like
just-
vanilla cake. I like funfetti cake.
Oh my god, funfetti.
Funfetti's the best type of cake.
Hey,
Nick for
I haven't
his
had it in a long
confetti.
time.
for those at home, if you have a boxed cake with a recipe, Add
yellow cake.
any.
I love yellow
Add
cake.
1 cup of milk and add another egg. It will turn out a whole lot better. And if it asks for water, use milk instead.
True, that's like the ground rule for a lot of things, though. Like hot chocolate, if you had milk instead of water.
Yeah.
The water is kind of
Hot chocolate with milk
Oh,
is
Robin's
disgusting.
face. Robin's disagreeing.
Oh my gosh.
Robin
Zach, this
disagrees.
relationship isn't working out.
Robin, are you okay?
Now, I heard someone say that funfetti is the best cake.
No, hang on. I didn't
Yes, it is!
hang on.
Hold on.
There's definitely better, but
Constantly.
That is the best cake that I can physically hold down and eat.
Saying that funfetti is your favorite cake makes me shudder in my innermost core.
no, okay. Funfetti is good.
It's good.
It's
okay.
delicious!
Is it the
What?
best? No. No. Unless
No,
you
I
are
said
2 years old and
delicious.
your brain isn't developed yet. Funfetti is not the best cake.
Yes, it is!
sorry.
Then what is the best cake? No! You know what the best cake is? Ice cream cake.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
God bless America!
Hang on.
Wait,
That's your legitimate opinion? Okay.
Pause.
Carvel.
I will not accept funfetti.
Hey,
I will
No,
not
no.
Pause.
everyone, be quiet.
Everybody-
birthday cake for
I'm
Robin. Hey, do you want like a triple chocolate espresso ganache layer cake? Or like some other crazy nice and they'd say, no, give me funfetti. You're good at baking, right? Can you make me a funfetti cake? And I wanted to shoot myself every time.
Is he that?
Woo!
Okay.
That's what Nick asked me to make him for his birthday was a funfetti cake.
Why?
I wasn't
I love you
actually.
so much, Nick. Why would you do this?
He likes funfetti cake. I don't know. So
You
hang on.
Hold on, hold on.
Hold on. Ice cream cake.
Yeah.
Do you eat it with a fork or
A
a
fork!
spoon?
A
Yes.
fork! A
I don't know,
fucking
I've never
fork!
had it.
It's cake!
You've never had ice cream cake?
No.
We're gonna have to
I
get
can
to
Cody.
tell so much
Holy
more with
shit,
this spoon.
what?
I want to pour my whole
I haven't had a lot of
things.
myself.
I'm a creature of habit.
You're limiting the choices. There is
We
another.
need to go get one.
Fork.
a knife.
No.
I swear to God, if you say
A
that-
knife!
No!
Just eat it with the
Another
giant
kind of-
ass
God
knife.
gave us 2 beautiful working hands for a reason.
What the wrong with you? If you
Look
ever...
at Robin. Robin gets it.
What's wrong with milk?
I hate
No,
it.
Hold on.
We're
talking-
Could you say that again?
No.
Could you
Yeah.
please say
Hey,
milk
I didn't hear you
again?
First time.
Milk.
Did you say milk?
I'm gonna.
Did you say milk or milk? Please say that word again.
Censoring all
Because
of this.
milk is
Except for
I've
that.
never heard a definition for what milk is, and therefore I don't think it's an existing thing in this universe.
If this doesn't get cut, I'm sorry. You can blame Cody Ramsey.
We have to censor that last name.
No, throw it on the internet. Throw me out there. I'm kidding.
Oh wait, you are an actor. You kind of do want your name out there, don't
Yeah, a little bit.
you? Yeah.
I do. Because if it's out there, there are some places that will cast people. A lot of casting nowadays is done by social media influence.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like some auditions you can only go to if you have so many followers on whatever.
That is ridiculous.
Because those followers are automatic ticket sales or automatic.
Yeah, I kind of.
So they can latch onto your already popularity.
Yeah, I
Not all of
understand
them.
that, but
Not all of
like, if I'm gonna make something, which, as I've said before, I have like more interest in working with like voice actors and stuff like that.
Listen,
I kind of don't
Do we have
want.
Capri Suns?
Yeah, do you want one? I'll go get you one.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Did I ask you?
Can I have one?
No.
Bring me one anyway.
Susan loves me. Susan's my boyfriend, remember?
Anyways, as
I'm
you were
not
saying
looking at it.
about movies, about
Then,
voice
like,
acting.
because like mainly I would like to work with voice actors that aren't well known.
Hey,
Yeah, I know.
I am a aspiring
God!
voice actor who's not well known. Would you like
That
to
was
work
like
with
a
me, my guy?
baseball.
Perhaps. Well, I mean, I haven't gotten there yet, but
No, we're in it right now.
Ooh, this tastes like summer when I was 7. 7.
Summer when you were
Thank
7.
you for the Capri Sun.
I want
Jumping
to die.
in my friend's pool with floaties, creating lava monsters, and jumping on the trampoline.
I'll never forget this one time I was at the pool with a friend of mine, and we got a snack, and he got like one of those drumstick ice cream cones, and he just started eating it like with his teeth. And
That's what you do.
I've been traumatized ever since.
You just gotta
Like,
bite.
no, we just
Biting?
yeah, like
You don't
get
bite your
into
ice
it.
cream?
No.
Oh
I
my
do.
What's wrong? You got sensitive teeth?
Yeah.
Oh!
Now hang on.
Oh, baby.
Hang on.
Oh, baby.
No,
You know what?
Now hang on.
For those,
Hey,
for
hey.
those
I'm not
of you
kissing
at,
you!
Hang on.
For those of you at home, one of the housemates of the guy who were recordings in
This
house
literally tastes like when
Gosh,
I eat.
put it-
I'm so happy.
just got maple syrup and drank it straight.
Made eye contact with me as you did it.
Do you not like?
It's no, but it's not.
I will not kiss a maple mouth!
It's not real maple
It's
syrup.
corn syrup and probably some
Sacrilegious.
I will not
I've
kiss a
done
corn
that
syrup
with
mouth!
real maple syrup,
vegetables.
and it hurt my heart.
No, but real maple syrup is like
Real,
expensive.
no deal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the point. It's like it's a delicacy, sugary thing. I mean, it's just harder to make.
Those Canadians, they know what they're doing. Making all that
Yeah.
maple syrup.
Just,
Did you just say yeah? Why not? Are you pouring yourself a shot of
No, I
maple syrup?
said, yeah, why not?
Baby,
She's
Yeah.
not kissing
Is
you.
that
Do it.
who?
I'm not kissing you anymore. You gotta brush your teeth.
Oh,
my-
he's still going.
Oh my
He's been going for like
Zachary!
3 seconds
Is
now.
that-
5 seconds.
4,
4,
Zachary!
6.
3,
So
2,
can
one.
what brand is that?
Schnooks.
Hold on, is that like the light shit or the good? Is that the good stuff?
No,
It says
it's
original.
not. It just says original.
Robin is weeping.
Rob is gonna cry. I don't know how much of this podcast is usable.
Probably
Not
like
much.
30 minutes at most.
No, we've got a solid like 45 minutes. So that's usable.
Well, we do have the cheese
And we're
argument,
not done yet.
then the cake argument,
Yeah.
and then the would you do the $1 million thing.
I have
Yeah,
another
like 2 hours.
story.
What?
Tell us your stories.
Tell us your
Susan.
story.
I'm waiting for the elephant to get back in the room.
Hey, this elephant's gonna take a sweet ass time.
Susan, please. Spin us a tale.
No, I
So-
actually
Oh my god.
no. Hold on, I do have a story about elephants when I was young. Or like when I was like real little. Okay. So when I was real little, my family used to live in Florida. It sucks. It sucks to live there. Don't live there. Just visit.
Because of the alligators?
Yes, actually.
They're
Because
gonna eat you.
I can get to that.
It's because of everything.
Also,
Well, yeah.
Miami has one of the highest crime rates in the country.
Well, we didn't live close to Miami. We didn't live close to Miami.
Okay.
But there were alligators that like lived in the pond behind our backyard, and they would literally like come up to the surface and watch me and my siblings play in the backyard. We also weren't allowed to go outside without shoes on because there were fire ants in our backyard too. So the wildlife kind of wanted us dead the same way Australia does just everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't a fun time. Anyway, point is,
Australia. You mean Dinosaur Island?
yeah, basically. But when I was little, I watched Disney's gloriously animated film, The Jungle Book, religiously. Just so much Jungle Book. Like, I can't tell you a thing about it now.
Dude, I loved the Jungle Book.
No,
All I know is it had a small Indian boy, not Native American, but he had a red loincloth and he was best friends with a bear named Tigger.
yes, but the elephants that were in that movie, I called deet dudes.
You called
Because they
what?
went deep do.
Yes, I called them deet dudes.
Who? What?
I called the elephants deet dudes. Just all elephants to me were deet dudes. Yeah, like, so like they would come on street and I was like, look, mommy, deet dudes.
Okay.
And my mom thought it was hilarious. She loved it. She thought it was the cutest shit. I was her firstborn child, of course.
Fair.
Of course she thought it was adorable. But anyway, that doesn't get to actually what's the most hilarious thing about this. Because my parents decided to take me to the zoo and, like, show me real-life elephants. And they were like, this kid is gonna freak out when he sees real live elephants instead of the, like, animated ones in this film. And I saw them and couldn't care less. They were like, this kid's gonna freak out when he sees them. And then I was like, I don't care. Like, who cares about real live elephants?
On the contrary, when I was a little kid, the hamster song, whenever it came on, I would look around to see if I could find any hamsters. I would try to search out these little cartoon hamsters. There's a video of my mom holding me, and we were in the mall, right when the song starts. You just see my head whip around as I'm bouncing in my mom's arms. That was an interesting time.
I was, oddly enough, a very low maintenance child.
Same.
Like, my mom put me in, like, one of those bouncy seats, and then, like, kind of thought I'd fallen asleep, but I hadn't. I just was, like, chilling around, looking around and stuff.
Yeah.
We also had a Doberman, like, you know, one of those big, scary dogs.
Speak.
And whenever
I love giraffes.
Thank you for your contribution, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Me too.
Thank you for your contribution, Nate.
Yeah.
Thank you for your contribution.
So I still have a story.
Doberman was, like, one of those dogs that just, like, had grown up with kids, so she just didn't react. Like, I would crawl up to her and poke her in the eye, and she'd just be like, okay, this kid's poking me in the eye. And then, like, whenever I wanted to get up onto the couch to sit next to my dad, I would just, like, step on her and climb up onto the couch, and she didn't react. Next door neighbor hated this dog. Really, just, I can't believe how much he hated this dog. He would get his little dog to, like, run into our yard, and of course this big, scary Doberman, that's the sweetest thing on earth, would bark at this dog. Because that's what dogs do. They bark at each other. And so he recorded this dog freaking out and barking at him, even though he was in our yard with his dog running around its feet, showed it to animal control, or like the police. They showed up at our front door and were like, what's going on? And then he, like, saw he came inside, and my dad was at work at the time, so my mom had to answer the door. And this was at the time whenever it was me and my two little sisters were born, and so we were all just, like, sitting on the floor, like, playing with toys, and the guy kind of just, like, took a look at us, realized that we didn't have, like, any injuries on us whatsoever, and so he was like, this is probably fine, because the kids are fine, so if there was actually a vicious dog in the house, it probably wouldn't be vicious, because there's, like, little kids.
Right.
So, nothing happened, which was pretty good. I don't actually remember if there's an end to that story, because we moved, eventually.
If on the subject of dogs, I was a youngin'.
Yeah.
My family had a Great Dane.
Nice.
This Great Dane was older than I was.
Oh, please tell me that your parents, like, put you on its back and had
No.
you dress up as a cowboy for
No,
Halloween.
no.
Ugh.
This Great Dane had a bum leg,
Oh.
but I didn't know that.
Oh, no.
So I, multiple times, tried to climb on this thing's back.
Oh, my gosh.
I was also, because
But as
Great
you-
Dane's ears are pointed up,
Yeah.
was convinced it was a cat. Because on TV, the cats all had their ears pointed up, and the dogs all had their ears pointed down.
Yes.
So I was
Because you
convinced-
watched Tom and Jerry or something like that. and you
Something
went,
like
yeah.
that, yeah. So, I was convinced that this giant cat wouldn't let me ride him, and I was very upset.
Was it like a...
And I believe at one point the thing got mad at me, and it just sort of like started pawing my face by a little aggressively.
Okay, that is kind
Which
of like
is
what
fair because I was being a little
Yeah. I was gonna say, that is very cat-like, though.
that is very cat.
Because, like, the dog doesn't... Dogs don't really use their paws for things like that unless they've, like, figured out that they can actually control their paws. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But, yeah, that's me. Susan, you had a story.
Yes.
I did.
You can
I
finally
did
loop
have
around
a
to your thing.
story. I saved the story for last because I knew it would trigger Robin the most.
Oh.
Oh,
That's a
Robin's
power.
got attention.
That's a power that is unrivaled.
So let's set the scene. It is 5:30 in the
I
morning.
think the syrup
I am
is
leaving for work. Whoever's talking about syrup, shut the up. It is my time.
Sorry.
I am leaving for work. I am tired. I want to die. And I get in my car, turn it on, only to see that I'm on E. I
Okay, what's so special about?
I have made it to and from work on E before. I thought nothing of it. However, it was -2 degrees outside. Didn't realize that when it's colder, you have less gas in your car than you think.
Oh.
So I left for work, past 2 gas stations, and then my car ran out of gas.
What?
On the highway.
Robin, you
Can I ask you a question?
3 minutes before I had to be at work.
Oh no.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What exactly was your plan?
I was gonna go to the gas station closest to work,
Mm.
fill up, be like, yo, I'm literally 30 seconds away, be there soon. I was 2 exits away from my destination.
Robin has face planted and is banging his head against a desk with
So,
something. I cannot see it. It's off screen.
Who do you call in this situation?
Ghostbusters.
The police?
Fuck.
AA? AAA? Sorry.
You call whoever owns the gas can.
That
Yeah.
happened to be Nick. It was 6 in the morning now, and it was his birthday.
Oh.
no.
So my dumb calls him. He answers the phone very abruptly with, "What?" And I went, "I need help." He goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "I ran out of gas." And he goes, "Are you kidding me right now?" And I was like, "Why the fuck would I call you at 6 a.m. if I was kidding?" And he goes, "Where are you?"
No.
I give him my location. And he goes, "Give me 15 minutes." So I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting there with my car still on. My hazards on. I'm just sitting on the side of the road, minding my own business. And then my battery goes out.
Oh my gosh.
So not only am I out of gas, but now my car won't start.
Oh no.
So we get gas in the car. And then it's still...
Time out. Why were you still running your car after it ran out of gas?
Because I wanted the hazards to be on.
She does kind of have a valid reason for that.
It was 6 in the
Ran out
morning.
from running
Oh my God,
just the hours?
0. Yes. I had the car on and the hazards on.
Is your car a hybrid?
I don't know.
Probably not. But I mean, it could burn up a lot
Okay.
more if there's no gas.
Does Nick have jumper cables in his Trans Am?
I was going to ask that.
I do. I have jumper cables in my car. We go to the gas station. We get like $5 worth of gas, which is like 2 gallons,
Yeah.
which is good enough to get me to the gas station if the car would have started.
Oh no.
So because it is so goddamn cold, Nick is angry, and I am scared we're gonna get murdered by another car that doesn't see us. We
Did you
leave
okay?
my car there.
Oh.
I freaked out. I was like, the more we stand on the side of the road, the more money I'm pissing away not being at work. Let's just leave this piece of shit. I'll call my mom, and we'll deal with it when it's warmer. And
Forgetting that it's the middle of winter, and that warmer is just like 2 degrees warmer.
So, my mom went to my car, went to start my car, learned that it wouldn't start. This was a whole day of bull. She didn't know what to do because she did the same things we did and it wasn't working, so she called my grandfather. Okay, my grandfather had to jump my car.
As you do with a car that needs battery. But, yeah.
And by the time we get this car to a gas station, it is like 3:30 in the afternoon.
Alright.
I have worked my entire shift. I have been picked up from work, taken back to my car to take to a gas station.
Oh man.
Mission successful.
Yeah, I guess.
Nice.
And then later that night, I got a text message from my grandma that said, "Please don't ignore your light, your
Fuel gauge.
my fuel gauge." And I was like, "Thanks."
Yeah, grandma's smart.
I'm guessing Nick wasn't happy.
No, he wasn't happy all day. And then I told him, we got into an argument about it, and I yelled, "Fine, next time I'll just walk to work." And he goes, "Well, don't do that." And I was like, "You could have told me no. You could have told me to go myself." And he's like, "But I couldn't have." And I'm like, "You could have. You could have been like, that sucks," and hung up. And I would have accepted it.
Do that. You can't do that in that situation.
You really can't.
No.
He's like, "I felt obligated to help you." And I'm like, "You could have woke your mom up."
Yeah,
Your
but then
mom's
it's just
right.
like passing off the
The thing
problem.
is, he is obligated there. You could force him to do that in just calling him.
And
You could have called mom.
I did call mom. I called my mom 5 times. She didn't answer me. We got 3 more prompts for $1 million butt.
Okay.
Alright.
Let's finish those.
$1 million butt. Whenever someone disagrees with you, the next electronic device you use can only be powered by plugging it into your genitals.
Nope. Not doing that.
Plug it into your genitals?
Yes.
Is this only one
How?
device or any?
Yeah.
any
The
times?
next
You gotta be reasonable.
electronic device.
So, just make sure it's my iPhone, and then we're golden, baby. That's the smallest cord I know.
I would say no because people can agree with you without being in front of you. If you have something on social media or whatnot,
Yeah.
and somebody just says no, you wouldn't be aware that they said
Yeah.
no. And then next thing you know, your genitals have a USB port and it needs to.
I'm gonna say no strictly for the fact that I don't have genitals. So how would I plug my thing in?
Well, you have you can put it up the.
You have
genitals. They're just female genitals.
Where
Yeah.
are they?
Your
They
ovaries.
They're in me.
Yeah, so you'd have
Yeah.
to run it up you like a snake.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Right,
Yeah.
so your answer
So
is
your answer
no.
is no.
Yes.
Yeah.
My answer would be no because people disagree with me way too often for
No,
that
you
to
don't.
work.
Listen, my answer is yes because I don't think plugging it into my genitals would be a big deal.
I would say no.
I'm also
Because
saying
what is the
no,
life
because
force?
that's
What is the electricity?
Of your genitals?
Yeah, like
I
what's
don't know.
Is it just like
It's
a-
your life force, and we're here for a good time, not a long time.
Well,
My
my balls
balls
and
my
my-
genitals so much more than she already does.
So is that a yes or a no?
No.
So everyone says no.
Yeah.
Alright. $1 million, but whenever you kiss someone, you get a trimble of cat pee spilled on you.
I'm sorry. A tremble or a thimble?
Thimble? Is it thimble?
Yeah, it's a thimble.
That's just a thing.
Gavin Free knows the word thimble.
No, thank you.
What if maybe
It's
every
just
time
a
you kiss
thimble.
somebody?
Let's go.
Every time you
$1 million.
kiss someone, you get a thimble of cat pee spilled on you.
So if you're like making out, does that mean you're like just drenched in it?
I guess.
Eventually.
I guess same with sex.
I'm gonna say
Well-
hard pass on this one.
Yeah, same.
I'd
Cat
say
pee
no.
smells awful. Cody.
Yeah, I'm saying yeah, because it's just a thimble.
Right, but like if you
Smells.
start making out with somebody, that's one thimble every single time.
But it's $1 million.
But you smell
Every
like cat
single
piss.
time you kiss. So are you saying like, yeah, we can have sex, but just
Hey, how
no
many
kissing?
times do you think Cody's kissed someone in the past year?
Well, how many guys?
Both days.
How many do you think?
I said at least 2.
At least 2?
Yeah.
It's more than that.
I said at least.
Okay,
Let's.
but I'm not guessing.
Cody's a hoe.
2020 just started.
No,
No, he said in the past year.
Oh, in
So,
the
like-
past year.
So I'm
I don't know,
taking it
like
as
10.
from date of recording today, but like in 2019 to now.
Well, and kissing could be just like a peck on the lips or cheek.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
every time you say hi to your parents, relatives.
Every time.
What? You kiss your relatives?
On the.
No.
On the.
No, that's gay.
You're gay.
Yeah, I am. But I'm not that gay.
$1 million,
You faggots have
but
standards.
every time you see a person on crutches, you have to become a sex therapist for your parents.
No.
My parents
I
don't
know
have
Chad's already having the
problems,
sex of his
so
life.
You know what?
That's an easy job.
I'm already kind of a relationship therapist for my dad. Kind of.
So at this point, why not? Is what you're saying?
At this point, not. No, because then I'd also have to do it for my mom. No, I ain't touching that. Like my
I
dad,
didn't-
I coach him on relationships, but also he's really bad at that.
I didn't hear all of it. Can you say it again?
$1 million, but every time you see a person on crutches, you have to become a sex therapist for your parents.
So hold on, I have a question. Is this like every single time you see that, you get a phone call from your parents, and they're
They're
like, "Hey, we have a new
they're-
problem."
They're in the middle of it, and they want you to sort it out over the phone.
Quick time event.
I'm gonna go with a hard no on that one.
That was funny.
I don't want
Like-
to say yes to that. I'm gonna say no.
I'm glad you're saying no because I don't think many people would say yes. Like I was considering it for a minute, but then I'm like, there are a lot. We see a lot of people in crutches.
And if
Here
your parents
on
are
campus.
divorced or in a new relationship, that's another person you drag in.
Yeah, I'm going a hard no.
Yeah. So rip all that.
I'm gonna go yes, because I know my parents don't have sex anymore.
But no, it's the idea of being the therapist, which means you're gonna have to bring it up with them every time. Like I saw a person in crutches yesterday. So it's
And then
not
somehow
a horribly uncommon thing.
This is how you solve that problem.
just
You
never go
go
outside.
blind.
You're not wrong.
You go blind. You pay someone to see for you, and you're golden.
Or you just get your
You-
friends to knock them off their crutches before you see them. You're technically not on crutches anymore.
You get a vertically challenged individual, put them in a harness,
I'm pretty sure that
get a leash for the harness, and then you have a seeing eye person.
I feel like there are several layers to that I do not want to unpack.
Oh, no.
So anyway, thanks for listening if any of this is usable. We'll see you next time when we all want to die. Everybody say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Come on, man.
Bye-bye.
So long, Wiedersehen.